The Your Safe Space podcast is recorded on Wurundjeri land. This podcast acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the land. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Welcome to Your Safe Space, the podcast. I'm your host, Adele Marie, and this podcast is here for you. It is a safe space for us to catch up each week to discuss anything and everything. And on today's show, we have a special guest. Karla is back in the studio. Karla is my sister, for those of you who don't know who she is. But hi, Karla. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me back.
Oh, you're so welcome. We'd have you back anytime. You're in hot demand. The audience loves you.
Perfect.
And so I'm happy that you're back. And you've actually been away for a little while. So it's a bit of a catch up for us, catch up for everyone. Everyone's been wondering where you are. You've been traveling around in your van. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about that today. And I'm so excited to hear your stories and your travels. But before we get into it, we're going to do our highlight gratitude and struggles, which we do every Sunday. And I didn't tell you that we were going to do it until we're in the car coming here. So would you take the lead and give us your struggle first? Because we do bad and then good.
Struggling with coming back to reality.
Okay, fair. Okay, my struggle, I'm going to give you one. I feel like I don't have enough time to get everything done. I leave tomorrow, so this episode, I don't know when it will come out, but I got to pack. I got to print the documents. I booked everything, by the way. My parents are just coming along for the ride. I'm the responsible one in charge who organised the whole thing. I got to print all that stuff. I got to pack. I got to do washing. Anyway, we've got what?
You got heaps.
I've got 32 hours.
There's
that
heaps of
panics
time.
me a little bit. Anyway, I know once I'm on the plane, it'll be fine. Yeah, and what's your highlight or gratitude? They can be the same thing, or you can have two different things.
I would say that I'm grateful for coming back to Melbourne and the sun is shining. So I don't know if I bring the sunshine back with me. I'm going to say that I did.
You stole mine.
Oh, was that yours?
I was going to say that's my
well,
gratitude.
perfect.
How nice is the weather?
The weather is good.
We
I
drove
love that,
in
Melbs.
today.
Thank you, Melbourne.
And the sun's out. I'm like, wow, it feels like spring. The radio was giving us good tunes. We were singing along. And I was like, that's my gratitude today. Sorry, we had the same one.
That's okay.
Highlight
for the week.
Oh, whatever.
Coming back to a cozy house and a bedroom, I think, is my highlight.
And for those of you listening, Karla's room had the roof collapse because we had water damage back in November, December last year.
Yeah.
And so poor Karla, before she left, was sleeping in our lounge room.
It was like sleeping half in the van.
Half in the van,
half
in the lounge room. And I don't know, I just felt so bad for her because it took them so long to bloody fix it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fixed now. She's got a fully painted room. It looks so nice.
It's cozy.
It's the nicest room in the house now because it's fresh, and she finally got to sleep in her room this week. So I'm so happy for her. And as for my highlight, I don't know if I have
You're going to Europe.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Obviously, that was my highlight when I came in on Tuesday. But my highlight for today is actually I'm getting my nails done. And you can't see on the camera, but they're fucked. So I'm very excited. All the gems have fallen off. The paint's come off. I've been dying to get them done. So they'll be fresh for the plane tomorrow. We have no time to waste, so we're going to get straight into it. And the first question from the audience, so you guys submitted these questions. Thank you so much for doing that. Karla and I were so excited reading through them. But the first question is, where did you travel on your adventure?
So I travelled all the way up the East Coast.
Yeah.
All the way to Cape Tribulation.
Okay.
Was the final destination.
Is that north, all the way up?
Not all the way up. I think Cape York is the furthest point.
Okay.
You need a full drive for that.
Okay.
So we just got to Cape Tribulation, which is right near the Daintree Rainforest.
Yeah, and when did you leave?
End of April.
Wow, and then she got back last Friday.
Yeah, last Friday.
So it was what, 3 months? Nearly 3 months?
Yeah, just about 3 months, I think. Yep.
Yeah, that's so crazy. And can I ask how you planned it? Did you just get in the van?
I did just get in the van and go. Yep.
You didn't even.
I mean, at the beginning, yeah, I was going to a festival to do some work, so that was sort of we had to get there by a certain date, and then we did visit a friend in Eden, and then we just slowly made our way to the festival.
Wow.
Yeah,
and
then after the festival, we didn't have any plans at all, so it was just
wherever.
Yeah, through New South Wales, I was driving maybe half an hour, up into the little inlets.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's called the A1 we took. We took the A1.
I have no idea what that means.
Bruce Highway.
Okay, slay Bruce Highway.
Thanks, Bruce Highway. Except New South Wales do need to do something about their roads, guys. Like, it's
Okay, well,
shocking.
maybe we can put in a complaint to the government. I don't know.
Lots of potholes.
Oh no, that wouldn't have been good for the band.
Oh yeah. Oh, she did all right.
Trooper.
Yeah.
And what was your favorite place? And we had this question was like one of the most asked, because I think maybe obviously people might want to do something like this down the track. So was there like a highlight? And if you want to give me more than one, I feel like you can. So if you want to give me like
I
top
mean, there was like so many beautiful places. I feel like, yeah, the East Coast is so beautiful. And I just really loved like the beaches and the rocks. The rocks along the beaches.
Yeah, number one favorite place?
Port Macquarie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been there, but I've heard it's
Yeah, I just loved it
beautiful.
because like you could literally just beautiful walks, beautiful beaches. It was just beautiful. And it was like, I feel like it was like still like busy-ish, but then not so busy, like
Yeah.
right near the beach. Like, yeah, it was perfect.
A good balance.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
And any other standout places? Do you have any others in mind?
I really loved the Daintree rainforest. Definitely would have loved to have spent more time up there. But we'll go back there. That's fine. It's not too far away. It is, but it's not once you've done it.
Yeah. How long did the drive back take you?
I think we left like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We had like, I gave myself like sort of, 2 weeks to sort of just slowly still take our time going down and say goodbye to like some fam.
Yeah,
On the way
along
back down. Yeah. And some
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, I love that. You don't want to be rushed.
No, you don't want to be rushed. No, not at all.
Yeah. And so our next question, also highly asked, was how do you stay safe when sleeping in the van at night? Because I think this is a huge concern for some people. And like, even for me, I think that was one of the first things I asked you. I was like, what was it like at night? What's the go?
I didn't have any issues. I feel safe always. I mean, obviously there's like, some creepy people out there,
Of
which
course.
I like, lock the van, I guess. There was maybe occasions where I didn't lock the van and I'm still here. You got to just like put out a good frequency that it's not going to happen to you. And listen to your gut instinct, I think. Like if you feel bad vibes like in a place, then move along, like listen to those listen to
Yeah.
the guts.
I even spoke about it on like the solo travel episode I did, because like the safety came up as well. And I was like, you could be unsafe anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere
like you
can
could be unsafe,
unsafe.
literally anywhere.
Yeah.
But I try to like just have like some street smarts about it, trust your gut, and like be safe where you can. Did you have any scary nighttime experiences?
No, not really.
No?
No, like
Okay.
yeah.
That's good. No, I'm glad.
Like I would like leave the like door open because I like to smoke in there. So like would leave the van open and didn't have any issues at all. And yeah, did a lot of free camping. So yeah, I feel like it was safe.
Felt safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Safe.
I saw a TikTok about another girl who is doing the same thing. And she said that she never sleeps at the same spot. Like she actually packs up her van and moves every night for safety.
Yep.
Is that something you did or no?
There was a couple of nights where we stayed in the same spot
Yeah.
and didn't have any issues.
Okay. Was there anything else that happened in any of the
Oh,
night
just
time?
like
I'm getting at a story because she was going to tell the story, and I'm like, tell the story. Do you still want to tell the story?
Yeah, I'm happy to tell the story. Well, we only had one occasion where the cancel knocked on the van door.
And what do you do when they knock on the van door?
I just pretended that I was sleeping. It was
don't
like
make noise.
in Port Douglas because it's like all the Australians are up there in the far north Queensland at the moment, like just in their vans and their 4-wheel drives, like enjoying their lives. So they're very like on the ball of like people camping in no camping areas.
Yeah.
I did not camp in those places. Except for that one time
Except for
in
that
Port
one
Douglas
night.
when I just couldn't find a place to stay.
Well, the girl's TikTok that I watch, I think her name is Greta. I correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong, so don't hold me like accountable to that. But the same thing happened. Someone knocked on her door and she just pretended she wasn't in there.
Yeah, I just
she was like
pretended.
silent.
And there
don't
was,
open
like-
the door, and then as soon as they leave, get the fuck out of
Yeah,
there.
there was another van camper guy that stayed there as well the night before. And yeah, so we were like laying, I was like, Mel, don't move, they'll go away. and then I heard someone say, oh, they've gone for a walk. And then
So
I
he
just
saved you.
he saved
he lied
us.
and he saved
And then
you.
I just waited until I heard a car go, and then I popped my head out, and then yeah, good old Benny. I was like, "Thank you so much, Ben." And we
Thank
ended
you,
up
Ben.
having a chit chat. He was also traveling with his dog. Yeah, so it
That's
was really good,
cute.
and he had a really cool van too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that. See, like, you meet people along the
yeah, you
way.
meet like-minded beings, which is nice.
Absolutely. And so obviously to get your van ready to go was a bit of work. And one of the
Yeah.
questions we have was how long did it take to get your van ready?
Well, I think everyone's story it could be a little bit different. Mine personally was I brought the van and then I sort of slowly brought all the electrical stuff. So like the
Yeah.
solar panel and the batteries, the fridge,
Carla
the
fully decked it out.
fan.
It's
Like,
incredible.
yeah, I just like brought all that sort of stuff first because I thought that that would probably be the biggest
Expense.
cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, cost sort of. And then, yeah, I think like I did try to build the bed myself. I didn't really do a good job. And then my uncle helped me. But like, really, from like the building stuff, probably like took like 6 months. So it wasn't
Yeah.
actually that long. But I took my time because like yeah, I had built the bed and then it was summer and then I really wanted to just I found it better. I didn't have a plan. That's the thing. I like to not
For
have
someone with
plans.
no plan,
Like I
you did
feel
a
like
really good
and you
job.
know why I think it's such a good job because I slept in the van. So when I built the bed first, like you got to get a feel of like what works sort of for you and what you're wanting and what
Yeah.
yeah, like I built the bed too high. So I was like, "Oh, I want it a little bit lower and I want underneath the bed completely open so
For
I can put
storage?
yeah,
Yeah.
so I can put whatever I wanted to. Oh, I wanted a wardrobe so I could hang my clothes.
She built a wardrobe.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
The framing of the stuff I had help with from my uncle, from one of my good friends, and yeah, from another two of my good
Yeah,
carpenter
good.
friends. So
That's
it
what
was,
support is
yes,
for.
I did try to give it a crack myself, but I am no carpenter. But I can, I feel like I do a good job. I do all right.
I think you did a brilliant
Yeah,
job. You
it's
should be
still not
proud of
complete
yourself.
though. That's the thing. Like, and
It's not?
oh no, it's not
What
finished.
do you mean?
Like,
I thought it was like
like
this.
my bench top is like being held in by like a strap right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Little
like,
things.
but it's practical. Like, if I sat there and was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna go away until it's completely done," then I wouldn't be enjoying it. Like, I
Yeah.
just want to enjoy really at the end of the day. So,
And there
I
could
mean,
always be something to be
there's
done.
always there's always something little, and I'm like, it's functionable, and it works. So that's all that really matters,
Yeah, see, I didn't
really.
even know that. It
Yeah,
looks it
it's
looks
not.
good to me.
Yeah,
I have
have you not seen
no
the strap on my bench?
I haven't seen the strap. I'm just like, "Oh, that seems
It
fine."
needs to be sanded and sealed. Like, yeah, it needs to. There is still a lot of work, but at the end of the day, it still did the job, and it's good. Like I
Yeah.
could say, yeah, it's finished, but it's not.
Yeah. I think to like someone who isn't super familiar with van life or like what is included in a van, like they would probably have no idea anyway. So it's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Our next question is, what did you struggle with or find difficult with van life?
During that trip, personally, probably the van breaking down was a bit like just stressful for me.
Yeah,
Yeah. And just the
absolutely.
emotional process of yeah, it breaking down and yeah,
It was a
just
speed bump that you
it was
weren't
a speed bump
prepared
that
for.
like, I think I actually manifested it to be honest with you. Because I mean, you never know, like it's a secondhand van. I get it serviced regularly, but you just at the end of the day, they're unpredictable when you're buying a secondhand car. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was unsure if we were gonna make it or not, but we made it all the way to the
So were
final
you putting
destination.
that energy out?
Probably.
Okay. Okay. So I feel like she broke down what, like 6 weeks in?
Yeah, about 5 6 weeks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Where are you? Like, do we need to come? Like, let's try and help." But yeah, Carla did get it repaired. And I guess that just put a bit of a, yeah, like
Just
speed hump, cut some time.
time
And
off. But I feel like it's good to like it's not a negative
it
thing
was a
or it's not a
lesson.
positive thing either. It just is what it was. And thank goodness, like if you look at the map and we went into like all those little inlets and stuff, that the van broke down exactly where it was because I was, an hour away from my cousin's place, where I was able to get the van towed, have the van.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, being in the van for, yeah, 5 6 weeks, and then the thought of it, well, it was a bit of a fuck around with
It
the
was.
mechanics as well, trying to find someone who actually could diagnose it properly.
Yeah.
I
For
got a bit
everyone listening, sorry, Carla's van is diesel, and you
diesel.
need a diesel mechanic for a
Well, yeah,
diesel.
that's what like I feel like we took it to like a mechanic and they were like, "Oh, you need to take it to a diesel mechanic." And I didn't even know that like yeah, we found out a
Yeah.
lot of things about
The van.
mechanics and what can and I think having enough trust in someone that they're not going to fuck you around really at the end of the day, I think was a bit of a yeah, that was a struggle too, but we got there eventually, thank goodness. So I found
Yeah.
a really good guy in Southport. But yeah, blessed that, it was only an hour away from
That's
Johnny's. We
crazy.
stayed there for, 3 weeks and like I tried to fix it myself and tried to get it diagnosed properly. But yeah, it
Me,
was a
I was like, look up YouTube and see like
yeah, well,
see if
I
you can
did. I
find stuff on
changed like,
YouTube.
because these errors were coming up and then, I tried to fix the filter thinking that maybe that was the error, but it was yeah, the fuel pump, so we had to take it to like a proper
You're better than
place
me.
and
I would have been so distressed. Like I
well, yeah,
can't
I
deal with
feel like
any
I was a
car.
bit of a cloud. Anyway, so thanks, Melly. Melly was the secretary and the organizer and the calling up the mechanics, and then she knew like everything, like the parts. So she knows a lot of things now too. So
Thanks, Mel.
lots of lessons. Yeah, thanks,
Mel
Melly.
is Carla's partner for everybody listening,
Yes.
if you don't know. Now, that question leads into the next one, which was what was the biggest thing you learned about yourself during van life?
I feel like it was like lots of reminders. I'm a good driver.
You
I'm a good
are
driver.
sometimes.
No, I'm a good driver. I'm a bloody driver so much. Didn't hit anyone. They just hit me.
Wait a minute. I didn't know this. What do you mean? Did you have like an accident?
No, the guy sideswiped my mirror.
Oh, where?
Driving up in Queensland, like
What an idiot.
yeah.
I
But
didn't
it's
hit
okay. I
anyone.
mean, it was the cover. It
Yeah.
was just the cover and like a bit of the mirror broke, but I'll just glue that back together. And then the cover went back on too. We didn't exchange any details because I was like, oh, I'll just be happy with $50. But then I looked on the actual part, it's like $140. But it doesn't matter anyway. It's like
Carly,
I
you
still
are
put it back on and it was
so
fine.
funny. I love you. Okay, well, we're gonna fix that mirror. Anything else that you learnt about yourself?
I don't think so. Like I feel like I was like
You're like made for that lifestyle.
yeah, I feel like it was like not anything out of my comfort zone. Like I learned that I love it. Like I love
Yeah.
it. Like it was just reassurance that I love like just getting in the car and taking off and if I'm over somewhere I can go to the next place or yeah, I like nature. I already knew that though. It was just like lots of reminders like like I was playing basketball like here and there
Oh,
too, which was like
cute.
really fun. I like moving. I learned that I like to move my body. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, like they were just reminders though of
I like
like
that.
yeah, it was just
And
like more so reminder. I don't think there was any sort of big lesson.
yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe the lesson like but I already knew that anyway. It's like family. Like I love family, and I think that's like yeah, I'm super family driven, and think I knew that, but like it was like more of
Affirming.
like yeah, an
Yeah.
affirmation of that.
Yeah, that's really cute.
Yeah.
Aw. I wanted to touch on something. I don't think it's in this question,
Oh,
but
okay.
we spoke about it in the car on the way here where you were saying like I think some people thought it was a holiday,
Yeah.
but it's more just like a lifestyle.
Yeah, well, it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to take off and go on a holiday. It wasn't like that. It was sort of like, I'd committed to coming back to look after Frankie in the house.
Can I just say for everyone listening, I did ask Carla if she wanted to look after him. She had no intention of like coming to Europe, coming to the wedding
Yeah.
because she'd been prepping her van for this, right? And I had said to her, if you don't want to do it, like I'm happy to pay a sitter. And she was like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And she committed to it
Yeah.
before she went away. And
Well,
then
it was like sort of good for me because I don't have a plan in general, like ever, like with life, which I love. And it was like they were going to Europe, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Like I've got 4 months or whatever it was. When I found out, I was like, oh, I've got that long. I can jump in the van and I can, go up the East Coast, like, and enjoy the van.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she was also saying to me that like you can just like go up there, live this van life, but also work up there as well.
Hmm.
Cause I feel like maybe some people don't realize that like that is a thing that people do.
Yeah,
And like
heaps of
you would have
people.
met people that were working
Yep.
up there, just traveling.
Mhm.
Obviously, there's also the other element of like people also doing that because it is a bit cheaper and more
It's
cost
so
effective
yeah,
than
it is
paying
very cost
rent
effective.
and maybe like paying a mortgage
Mhm.
and things like that. But yeah, there are jobs up there. And I think you had said, like, had you stayed that you probably would have just worked up there and
Yeah, I would have just we did a little bit of gardening and some cleaning jobs here and there
yeah,
just to help, pay for the
cash
vanny.
flow.
Yeah.
Cash flow,
Yeah,
baby.
yep.
Yeah. All right, our next question is, how is it being away from your family for so long?
I loved it.
I knew she was gonna say that.
I love you guys, but
Obviously,
yeah, I love you guys,
but you're
obviously.
like,
But it was
"Fucking give
just
me a break."
nice,
Yeah. No, I get it.
I feel like, we're all loud, passionate people.
We are.
And yeah, sometimes the house is chaotic, so it's just
Sometimes. It's all the time.
Well, yeah,
95% of the time.
but I like going away and then coming back, and it's like, just appreciate each other more, and
Home cooked meal,
yeah, home cooked
like
meals.
coziness,
Yep,
safeness.
yeah, it is. Yep. Thanks, mum and dad.
Yeah. But she loves it. I think, like, I don't know. I feel like we're both good in that way that, like, we can go away and, like, be independent. I do. I
Yeah.
reckon I get more homesick than maybe what you do,
I mean,
though.
like, yeah, I called you guys. Like, we had
I was
phone
like, come
chats.
home.
Yeah.
Like, towards the end, I was like, bitch, how long have you been gone for? Fucking come home. I was so excited. And my mom's like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I miss her. Like,
Yeah.
far out. Because, like, the novelty for me hasn't worn off yet because I was away in Sydney for so long.
Yeah,
And I was
true.
like, I'm
I
still.
just got back. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm still not, like, over it. I'm like, spend more time with me. All right, we're nearly there, but our next question is, if you're comfortable, can you share the cost of the trip? Fuel,
Yep.
food, etc. And Carla got a little budget out.
Yeah, because like I love knowing how much like I spend. Like I feel like I'm pretty like savvy with just
You are so savvy with your
just
money.
money and like living, the cost of living. Like I'm pretty savvy with it. So yeah, I did calculate like all the food, the cost of food, the cost of diesel, and the cost of paid camping.
Yes.
I costed up everything as well, even like the van breaking down, the mechanics, the tow trucks. I did cost everything just because I like to see that.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
just to get a rough estimation on things. So
Yeah.
yeah, I can give you what's up.
Yeah, tell us what's up.
So the food for, 3 months, and occasionally we were feeding 3, even 4 people when I was staying at my other cousin's place as well. Like there was times where we were feeding 3 people, and me and Mally, we went halvies in
In
everything,
everything.
like for the food and the diesel and whatnot. So food, we spent 1,900, and like we'll just say $40 and round that off.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Not
like
bad.
it's not bad. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
especially like, yeah, as I said, feeding
Absolutely. And you guys
yeah.
cooked most of your meals as well.
We did cook most of
Yeah.
our meals, yeah, just because
Eating out would be too expensive.
yeah, don't get me wrong. Like there was occasions where there was some like vegan restaurants that we went to, and this one time we went out for dinner and spent like we got like entree, main, and a dessert.
Yeah.
A bit luxurious, but
Treat
then
yourself.
it's so nice to do that like there here and there.
To
Towards
appreciate
the
it.
end we weren't doing that, but we did do it like a couple of times. Yeah, you have to sometimes. It's nice to be cooked, and then you act like not that you act, but you're just so excited to have like to
Yeah.
be dined for. And
Yeah.
so, and
'Cause you haven't
probably
had that
thought we were
luxury.
so funny because I was like, oh my god, look how nice this is.
Or like,
They probably thought we were so sarcastic when we went there because
Yeah.
I was just so grateful for the food. Anyways, diesel, we only spent 1,500. Or we'll just say 1,600.
okay.
Yeah, which is pretty
That
good.
seems quite
Like
reasonable.
I reckon, like so, I should have done it when I left. Turned on my trip recording,
Reader,
yeah, or
yeah.
whatever. But I've only got like a bit tech savvy in the like I did it when we were up in Queensland, and it said that we drove 4,000 and something kilometers on the way back, which was half on the coast, and then we went inland from after Coffs. We went
Mhm.
just like through the M31 or whatever it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have no idea
Well,
when it
I don't
comes
even know
to
if
that.
it's actually called that, but the Hume Freeway,
Okay,
whatever. Yeah, that
yeah.
one. Yeah, so but I reckon I did almost probably 10,000 Ks like going up because we went all the way like
Yeah.
and it's big. Like it's I feel
Australia's
like
actually
yeah,
big.
it's so massive. But I was really impressed, and like the things that I was doing was keeping an eye out for the cheapest diesel
Yeah.
because yeah, I was like, I'm happy to pay for diesel, but it's like if I can get it cheaper, then that's just gonna push the funds along,
Yeah, be
better.
efficient
Yeah,
with your spending.
more efficient. So yeah, sometimes even if I had half a tank and I found like a cheaper diesel, I would just fill it up, So
Yeah, that's
was my
smart.
dollar, yeah, and I mean, I feel like pretty good, like,
Yeah, absolutely.
and
And
we
then
divided all of this too. So this is the cost of. So if you divide that, I mean, I didn't divide those ones, but I did divide the overall cost. So I will tell you in a second.
okay.
Paid camping
Yeah,
was $150.
that's
Love
epic.
that.
And can you just tell the people there's
There is
paid camping
free,
and
and
free
there's lots of
camping.
free camping out there. Wiki Camps
What's
is
it
your
called?
friend. Wiki Camps.
Okay, is that a website or an
It's an
app?
app, yeah. It's an app to
Okay,
use,
we'll
and
put
that
that in the
shows you,
notes.
yeah, like free camping spots, toilets, showers, water.
So
And
cool.
if you've got like, a toilet, I don't have a toilet in the van, but they show you like places that you can
I
drop
reckon
your
it's better
poop.
not to have a toilet because like that way you don't have to clean it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, we
Doing it.
hired a van in Tasmania when we went to Tasmania like a couple of years ago, and yeah, it wasn't really that fun
Yeah.
emptying the toilet.
Yeah, smart.
But there are ways to keep it clean, and there's compost, and there is good benefits for it as well, like especially if you're self camping and you're like in the city, blah blah blah. Anyways,
That's another podcast.
yeah, exactly. So the total cost of the food, diesel, and camping was all together 3,800. Let's just say like that,
Yeah.
and then you divide it by 2, and it's
Yeah.
1,900 roughly.
Amazing. That's
Yeah,
pretty good
which
for
is pretty
3
good for 3
months.
months to have sort of that adventure. Then you chuck into the van situation, the breakdown, which altogether, I won't get into the breakdown of it, but it was altogether 5,867. So that's mechanic, tow trucks, Ubers, parts, and labor for the. Yeah, so it was a bit of
Yeah,
a.
it was costly.
It was costly, but we managed. Thanks, mum and dad.
And I think next time you would take more emergency money.
I definitely probably
Yeah.
would. Yeah.
To be more prepared for something like
Yep.
that. Because it's hard. Like you said as
Yeah,
well,
you
like it
just never
doesn't
know.
matter
It doesn't. Yeah.
how much you service it, how much.
Yeah, you just, I mean, unless maybe, but even then, like, even if you had a new car, like, you actually just don't know. They're unpredictable. I guess I did have like a $2,000 buffer of it, but obviously that just wasn't enough.
Yeah. No, don't be hard on yourself. It was out
Yeah.
of your control. Thank you for sharing that.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that. What is a tip that you would give to somebody listening who wants to do something like this? What would you tell them?
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it, I think. Like, if it's something that, like, tickles your pickle, or if you like, you're like, oh, you're curious about it. There's apps out there. I think it's called Camperfly.
Mhm.
Camperfly. I don't know. I'm probably saying that totally wrong.
It's fine.
Where you can actually hire out people's vans. So if you wanted to get
Really?
a taste of it, yeah, which is great. That's what I used when I was in Tasmania.
Okay.
Yeah, if
This
you
is
want to,
all
have
unknown
a
to me.
feel for it, like, yeah, maybe like hiring something first and then deciding if that's something that you like, because I don't think it's for everyone. Like at the end
Mhm.
of the day, I feel like there's some people like luxurious,
Experiences.
luxuriousness, but you can also have that luxuriousness, and that comes with having a caravan, something bigger.
Yes.
Comes down to, yeah, I guess what you like and what you want, and you can make it sort of, around what you like and love.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was gonna say, like, I have like so much admiration for you because the only time I would ever do something like this if I was with her.
Yeah, and we should do that. I've been thinking that we should go on a little trip.
Oh my God, I'd be keen.
Yeah,
I'd
we
be
should.
so
We
keen
should go to like
because
Adelaide or something.
yeah, I'd be so keen
Yeah,
because
we
there's
should.
so many beautiful places in Australia that
Yes.
like I haven't explored and I would love to explore, but I honestly could not trust myself with anybody else. And I have another example of that time Karla took me camping to my first like festival,
Yeah.
and she took such good care of me, and I just felt so like safe with her. And then I went to another festival with other people and I had the worst time. And so I'm like, I only trust her with shit like this because she's the professional. And it's so far out of like my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But I think there are obviously people out there who will be listening and being like, oh my God, this is exactly what I want to do. How can I dip my toes in? So I love that advice. And then our last question, and you can say no to this because I'll explain why you can say no, but they would love to see a tour of your van in a vlog, only if you're comfortable.
Yeah,
Would you be open to that?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
It's not finished though. Like
Oh, that's okay. They won't care. They won't care. The reason I thought you might say no, and it was because you actually
'Cause
told
it's
me
my
this.
space.
It's like your house,
Yeah, but it is my
basically.
house.
It is your house.
But I mean, like, it's cool.
Yeah. I was up in the Central Coast for an event with Dove, and we went to like this walking spot, and there was a guy in his van there, and I immediately like just look into people's
I
vans
do that all the
because
time.
of Karla. And so I'm standing there and I'm like checking out this guy's van, and he's like looking at me, and I was like, nice van. And he was just like, this girl is crazy. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not trying to be creepy. I just appreciate your setup. Like, it's like their bedroom, it's like their home. And so I guess some people might be a bit like, well, no, like, don't come in my
Yeah,
space.
nah, like I feel like I had a couple of people that we, had like they're intrigued by it. And I
Yeah.
like love that. So it's like, yeah, like have a look.
So we can give him a little van
Yeah,
tour.
yeah,
You
definitely.
know, it would be cool if you just started a TikTok and posted the van tour and posted updates of Franklin while I'm away. That would be cool. I'm working on it, guys.
You
she's like, shut up. All right, Karla. I reckon we can wrap this episode here. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Did you have a good time?
I did have a good time.
Are you feeling less nervous right now?
Yes.
It's fun, hey?
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please share it on your story. Please tag us. Please leave us a review on Apple, a rating on Spotify. Join the Facebook group, Your Safe Space podcast community. Karla's in there, so you can come
Yeah,
say
guys,
hi.
I
And
am.
follow us on Instagram. I think I said that, Your Safe Space pod. Follow me at Adele Marie. Follow Karla, KL.Zac, Z-A-C-C. Am I right?
Just KL.Zac.
Oh, fuck.
ZAC.
Okay, well, there we go.
Yep.
All right. Have a great week, guys. Look after yourselves. Bye.
Bye.